Hey, hey, hey. Come
What's
on,
going
y'all.
on?
Look who I have in the house today. Come
Yeah,
on.
what's
Woo!
going
Honk
on?
them horns for the
Keeping me on
legendary
brand.
Full Force
Yeah.
Brothers. Come
I
on, let's
love it.
put
I
it
love it. I love it. What's going on, people?
together. What's up, guys?
It's all good, man. We're just chilling. This is a wonderful thing to be a part of. I love it. I want to thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, it's a wonderful thing. We're happy to have you guys. You all know what time it is. They say, let's get busy one time with
Yo,
the movie House Party. Come on, guys. Let's give it up for the Full Force Brothers and the co-stars of House Party. Yes. Look, you guys have set the bar. You set the bar. Come on, what can we say? You all are
absolutely.
the ones, you're legendary, not just in movies, but you all are legends in the music industry. You're producers, you're writers, you're singers, you're dancers. You just all of that. You just kind of encompass the whole everything when it comes to the entertainment industry. So, just before we get started in the questions, give us a backdrop of who all you all have produced in the industry. Because a lot of people don't even, they just recognize you all as, what you all do as far as for Force Brothers, but they don't even know the behind the scenes of who you all produced. So
Well,
give us a few.
yeah. Well, I'm Paul Anthony.
I'm Bow-Legged Lou.
And I'm B Fine.
And our three cousins aren't here, but it's Baby Jerry, Shy, and Kurt. And Lou, why don't you run out some names, man? Go ahead, give it to them.
Of other people that we've written and produced for in the music industry,
Yeah.
people like Lisa and Cult Jam, UTFO, Faith Evans, Sheila E., Big Daddy Kane, Backstreet Boys, and Sing, Britney Spears, Selena,
Rihanna.
We've worked with BB King,
Bob Dylan,
Ex-girlfriend.
Oh man, it's just
Cheryl Pepsi Riley.
I can't remember everybody. Black Eyed Peas. I mean, I'm just tired. I can't
Wow.
remember.
Patti LaBelle,
Yo,
Patti LaBelle,
James Brown.
James Brown,
James
Earth, Wind and
Brown.
Fire, Philip Bailey.
Ashanti.
Oh man, let's see who else.
Wow.
Yeah, my baby girl Shanice. Can't forget Shanice.
Mhm.
Allure.
Mhm.
Come on, UTF.
Gosh.
A lot
Cheryl
of
Pepsi
people.
Riley, my favorite singer in the world. I mean, we just tired. We can't remember everybody. We just tired.
Yeah, but you all have set the bar for so many other artists out there, and the music is it's just endless. It's
Yeah.
priceless, and you all are going to continue to live on forever.
Thank
So
you.
yeah, thank you for all you do, all you have done, and all that you're going to continue to do. Because you all are not done yet. I know y'all got something cooking in the kitchen right now.
Come on, you already know. We stay in the kitchen. Don't get it twisted.
So
Yep.
look, we're going to move on because tonight is the night we're featuring the all classic comedy movie of House Party. So yeah, definitely. Let's give it up for them, guys. Give it up. Yes, yes, yes. So look, my first question is, how did you guys get started in House Party? Because I know it's a lot to say about how y'all got started. So give us that. Tell
Well,
us how.
well, first of all, I mean, most of the kudos go to our dad in heaven because he always taught us that a singer is an actor. So we started knowing that it was in our blood from our dad and our Uncle Cito. But with House Party, I remember I was home writing a song, working on some music, and a good friend of ours, may he rest in peace, Robert Ford Jr., he called me. He said, Paul, I got a friend of mine who wrote a script, and he graduated at Howard University, and in the script it said, the bullies were muscle-bound, Jerry curl dudes like Full Force. And Robert said to the guys, listen, why just not get Full Force? So we're always open-minded. So I said, Robert, tell him to call. You never know. So I got a call from this guy named Reggie Holland, and he told me about it and everything. And I said, sure, Reggie, send it over. We'd love to read it, And then it was, I said, oh, this feels good. So I sent it over to Lou and B, because Lou's always been writing scripts ever since we were children, And then Lou started resurrecting certain things. Lou, you want to take it from there?
Yeah, basically, read the script, and just with our parts, I noticed our parts were kind of, bland, and help create, our own lines, basically. And I told the guys, I said, hey, listen, let's show it to the Hudlin brothers. The Hudlin brothers, Reggie Hudlin and Warrington Hudlin, they wrote and directed and produced House Party. And we said, let's change up the, what we got in the script. If they like it, then we can change it. If they don't like it, we'll keep to what we got in the script. And we made up our own parts. And as soon as they saw what we did, I'll never forget. They said, "Keep it."
They didn't like it. They loved it.
So you all were your own. You all created your own characters, if you will, to kind of give some flavor to the movie.
Yeah. In particularly, like Lou really morphed his character because B and I, we were always known as muscle-bound, mean guys. Because our first film was a movie called Crush Groove. So in that movie, we was beating up Ron and Blair Underwood, our friends. So Lou really created his whole entity of his part with Pee Wee and the whole nine. Remember, you switched up with B, right, Lou?
Right. Like B was supposed to be Pee Wee first. And I said, B, let's switch since I'm smaller than both of them. And then we switched up. And I came up with the crazy voice, you know what I mean? And then just started changing up lines in the movie. And then each one of us, had our own change-ups and grafted into our own personalities.
Right. It was easy for me and B because, we was all, that was our persona. Anyway, now we just embellished on it. But it was fun, because during the set, Lou stayed in character throughout the whole set, even when we were in shooting.
Maybe a couple of days.
So it was wonderful. We had no idea, but it was magical. The whole event was just magical.
I know, because you guys I know you've heard this before, but y'all had your own African-American brother style Three Stooges kind of thing going, Y'all fed off because you blood brothers, of course, but you fed off of each other perfectly. And I know a lot of that could not have been scripted.
Yeah, we've always been that way. And that was kind of the idea. There's a particular scene in the movie where I quote thing where outside the kid gets locked in the refrigerator and I do a little poem and we just keep pushing Lou's head back and forth like that. So we wanted to sort of bring back that whole Three Stooges kind of energy with that, So you're right on point.
Yeah, definitely. So my other question is, how did you all get along with everyone on the set? How did that go? Because so many stars, even Martin Lawrence, he's in it, of course, and he's a homegrown DC own. From here in Washington, D.C. So, how did you all get along with the cast and everybody?
Oh, it was magical. B, you want to tell them?
Well, one of the best things about even doing the movie was that the chemistry, the chemistry of everybody was very humbling. Like when Martin first met us, we were doing a script reading, just a dry run through. And he was trying his best to be tough. Because he just thought of our images being tough from Brooklyn. And so he was trying, he told me this, he was just trying to be tough, while he was in there doing it. And when he got to know us, he realized, damn, these guys are just regular guys. Because what people don't know is that we've been doing this kind of acting since we were little kids. Lou would have us do plays and make our parents watch. We was doing this since children. So a lot of things we were doing that was just impromptu and improv. It was easy because we've been doing our whole life. But the chemistry is what made it really, really great because House Party was supposed to be rated PG-13. But we were really determined to say, no, you got to leave it as rated R because the only thing that's really is the profanity. And that's what even made it real. Because what the movie is really about friendship, memories, and loyalty. And they even put in safe sex in there with the kid. So the movie was so clean cut, and it was just the profanity. So the profanity made it even more believable, So the thing is that Reggie said, listen, they want to make it PG-13. What do you guys want to do? And everybody band together no, it's got to be rated R because it's just a language. It just goes to show that everybody was really close during House Party. And after the whole improv of lines, when we would do it, that made everybody start to do it. Everybody started to do it. It was good. Yeah.
And we were all close, in between sets, in between shooting, we'd go down with Martin to the Comedy Store where he could try some of his routines and we'd go as a crew. Everybody was close. So it was really, really fun.
So you guys shot this in Hollywood or other cities?
Yeah, mostly Watts. I think a few things were done in Compton, but it's definitely LA, but not Hollywood. It was more of just the gritty areas,
And those areas. Absolutely. So you mentioned Reggie, the name Reggie. Could you tell them who Reggie is?
Yeah, Reginald Hutland Jr. Yeah, he's the mastermind behind the whole concept and the energy as to why it became such a family oriented, and also he
Mm-hmm.
had the wisdom to allow us all to have free reign. That's why was so free flowing. I remember Lou reminded me about the script. You know, next to Robert Harris's part, it was just empty lines. Most of it was empty lines. So it's like, what is that? He'll say, "You'll find out." Because Robert was freestyling on all his parts, you know. So Reggie Holland's the guy who came up with it, and his brother Warrington Holland produced it, and Reggie went on to do Boomerang, and then
Mm-hmm.
Baby's Kids, and then Django Unchained, and then
Mm-hmm.
Marshall. You know, yeah. So I mean, he's a brother.
Yeah, yeah. Y'all go check out Reggie Hudlin because you know he's famous as a director.
Yeah.
Yeah, movie director. So let me ask you guys this question. Did you all know that this movie was going to be just such a success, like a huge, urban classic movie?
You know, to be honest with you, it felt good. We knew that it was going to make an impact, but we had no idea it would be a classic and also paving the way for many other urban, modest budgeted films. It really
Mm-hmm.
ushered in that. And then along came Friday, but it really did. And then you could really see how the essence of a family oriented movie takes place because there were kids 12, 13 years old that were allowed to see it. And the parents said, just don't say them words. I don't hear no Oscar running around his house, but you can watch the movie because it was a family impacted film. So we had no idea that it would stand the test of time. We're talking 30 years ago, man. It's a blessing.
We're
I know this really.
celebrating 30 years of House Party right now, 2020. So it's just it's mind blowing that it's lasted this long and still funny and impactful.
Yeah.
In fact, there's a recent video that came out with millennials, just kids that weren't even born when House Party was out, and they're doing a whole dance routine off the movie. Not just the dance routine, but the acting of the dance
Everything.
routine also. Kids that wasn't even born when House Party is out. It's incredible how it still resonates today.
We've seen hundreds of couples get married and do the house party dance at their wedding. As a matter of fact, I'm sure a bunch of y'all in your cars right now. Yeah, baby, let's go.
Oh yeah, we can relate to the 90s, man. I mean, that was the era, that everybody was just making it happen. I mean, it's so much fun. Music was really fun. You all contributed to that, making it fun, believable. House Party was just one of those movies. Who didn't go to a house party?
Yeah.
It's just house party. If you went to a house party, you was getting it in.
Yep. Yeah.
You was getting down. You was doing what you shouldn't be doing because when mama or daddy, whatever, left the house, it's like, come on, y'all, let's get it. Let's do this. They gone, right? Don't let them go away for a weekend, knowing darn well that they weren't supposed to have company, right? But it was believable, and that's what it was all about. That's why it lasts so long because it's believable.
Yeah.
So relatable.
It's so relatable. Yes.
Wonder.
Dippy.
No, I'm saying that's what they made sure to do. They made sure to actually put in things in the movie that's happened at house parties, like somebody bumping into the record player and making it skip. People constantly saying throughout the movie in the house party, "It's hot, it's hot." Mm-hmm. That was all these things he was conscious to do. The things that happened at house parties. It was always hot at the house parties. There was somebody who got drunk, and that's another thing. He put all the little positive messages without getting corny. Like even when the guy got drunk at the house party, the responsible friends took him all the way to his house, knocked on the door, and just ran so his mother could open the door and let him fall in. Yeah. But they made sure he didn't drive. They made sure he didn't get hurt. They made sure that he took him there.
Yeah, the closing when the guy was grinding and the girl feeling that ass. I got slapped many times at a house party, so I knew that. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys were some bad boys before the Bad Boy movie came out.
Yeah, a little bit.
Just a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit.
Another thing that's so funny because the three of us, we acted as the comedic, serious type of bullies. A lot of people, a lot of young people today, they go on YouTube to see the video of Ain't My Type of Hype, which of course that's the song that we wrote and produced. They're surprised, like, oh man, the bullies are singing and performing in this movie. It's a shock to know that that's our music playing. Like if you look at a lot of comments on there, they're like, "Man, could you imagine the bullies were trying to get into a party and nobody would let them in, even though they was jamming to their music." You know?
But on a serious note, guys, we talk about the word bullying, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was comedy, but become political when we started talking about bullying. And now they took that to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
Absolutely. Because the message, and you guys, I'm sure, may have done this already, but the whole message about bullying at the time in that era was to be fun. You all made it fun, and you made it, made it comedy. However, when it comes to the sincerity of it, it's because people took it out of content and they took it in the negative, when it came to bullying. So speak to that, because I know you all probably have some contribution to that word bullying and a message to our young people in reference to that.
Yeah, it's very important. I just did a PSA not too long ago that went out to various schools in Florida, and I used an excerpt from the house party, and I said that was acting, but in real life, you've got to say no to bullying, because there's all kinds of different forms of bullying. Verbal is probably most frequent because you can do it from afar, but we've got to navigate around that. So anytime I speak out, anytime we speak out, we try to emphasize that doesn't do anyone any good. Sometimes it's going to come, but you have to find a way to around it, under it, over it, or through it. And quite often that'll help solve that. You know what I mean? So yeah. We'll tell you no bullying. We was only bullying because we got paid. Okay. No.
Yeah.
Bullying helps no one.
And be fine. You did such an awesome job. I just want to say your other two brothers, they did all right. I just want you to say. No, but be fine. You made it so real because you was like a knocker. You knocked them out. You was like that guy. Do you do this all the time? Not being like that big bully kind of person, but you look fit. You really look buffed.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I always we always kind of stayed fit since like high school.
Okay.
Paul's kind of like the Pied Piper of the neighborhood, like because what people don't realize, Paul comes from, when he was a teenager, Paul was really small, and like people don't realize that. When I tell them that, they go, "What?" I said, "No, he was small. Paul was lifting to get size, to get big, and what lifting does, it just doesn't, the body. It's your mind, it's your self-esteem, it's your confidence, and it flows into all things." So when we did the scene in House Party, like when I'm punching Kid, when Lou grabbed my hand and says, wait, okay, that we never planned that.
That was spontaneous.
That was spontaneous. We didn't plan that at all. He just did it, and I just went with it. But these are the things that we just kind of did as kids, so we just, it was all just natural. It was easy for us, actually.
Yeah, even the part where we said, I smell. That's something that we've been doing for years. We do black functions just in the crowd out of nowhere. Some of our friends, like my man Jimmy Jam and Terry, they remember we would just do that at some BRE conventions out of nowhere. You know what I mean? So, and then Lou just came up with the line. Lou, tell them how you came up with that "kick your freaking ass." What brought that?
Yeah, I used to see this actor named what's his name? Right, Joe Pesci from Lethal Weapon. Lethal Weapon 2, I think it was, Chris Rock, and he kept going throughout the movie, okay. So he developed,
I love him. Yeah, Pesci. Yeah, Joe Pesci.
Thing. So I said, let me come up with some type of thing, and and I just came up with that. I didn't know it was going to last forever, and so kick your freaking ass, and to say it the crazy way. The I smell. That's something that I created also in the studio. Whenever like people like a Samantha Fox would walk in and get ready to come into the studio, we see them through the camera, and I go, I smell, ready guys? And Baby Jerry always said, Lou, don't do it, Lou, don't do it. And I would say it before they actually walked in there. I smell bullying. And then they walk in, you know what I mean? It's crazy.
You guys are still hilarious. You all crack jokes all the time. I have to say, one other person that we're going to close out shortly, but I have a personal story to tell about Lou. And Lou, he does play tricks on people all the time with these little tags.
Oh yeah, I'm
putting on little stickers.
very immature. You know, I'm a big prankster. I pulled gags from when I was little, exploding pens, stickers on people's backs. So stupid. I'm a grown damn man. And I still
You're
do that.
still doing that because when you guys came to DC, it was a part of my production. I one day did not even know I had a sticker that was on the back of my jacket. You do this, you just walk up to people, don't even know you did it, just like cause so inconspicuous, just kind of put it up there, right? Nobody know you touched them, keep on moving.
That's it.
Like, what is this sticker?
Very immature. One of my victims used to be the late great Gerald Levert, and I remember one time he ended up making his own stickers when we went on a Tom Joyner cruise, and he put one on my back that said something about Gerald. I love Gerald Levert. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
A little, I've seen him do it at the Grammys, like major president of labels.
Russell Simmons, I did it
Kid
too.
on Master
Eddie
Bird.
Murphy.
Oh my God.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy,
And I just want to also give a shout out to the song "Ain't My Type of Hype," which
yes,
shout
out, honking y'all, honking for them.
Because of the movie House Party. Ain't My Type of Hype became our biggest record in our whole career as far as Full Force the group. And our baby Jerry was the one to spearhead that songwriting of that as well.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's forever and a day. It's gonna be living on and still live on. And people doing the dance, the two-step, and they kicking in stuff. That is like the dance. That is definitely awesome. So this is what I want to end with. I want each one of you to come up with one. Think about it. Just think hard now. Think hard. One or two memorable moments from the movie. Just give us whatever you want.
I'll say one. I mean, it's from the movie, but then after the movie. For me, I mean, this was a major vehicle for Robin Harris. May rest
may rest in peace. Absolutely.
At the time, Martin was just an upcoming little comedian, and there were many times that on the set, sometimes Martin would get a little frustrated because he wanted to excel and show his comedic versatility, but he had to hold that at bay because it was Robin's turn. So often in between while we're playing ball, I'll be hugging Martin like a little brother, say, "Yo, Martin, just chill, man. Your turn is coming. Right now it's about Robin, but your turn is coming. I'm telling you, I feel it." And he'd be like, depressed and everything like that. So I remember on the set just cheering each other on. Fast forward many years later, after Bad Boy 1 and Bad Boys 2, Martin invited me to be on a set of his Martin series. And I think this was when all the players came coming. And I never forget, at the time of House Party, I think he drove a Honda Accord. I'm not too sure. But every time he came to pick me up when we got on the set, I think one was a Ferrari, one was a Lamborghini, and the other was Austin Martin. I'm like, Lord have mercy, times have changed a long way from the set of House Party, So that's one thing I remember on the set, us still rooting each other on, and then afterwards, the success that my little brother Martin took it to, Lou, you remember something?
I mean, there's just so many different things. I remember what I had liked seeing was, and I didn't know they were doing it until after the fact, was when Reggie Holland, the director himself, and his brother, Warrington Holland, they had a cameo in the movie they produced. They did themselves, where they played like two burglars that stole like a vacuum cleaner and televisions, and then they both snuck up onto the bus. And I remember Reggie was like standing up, and everybody's looking at them, and Reggie goes, "What you looking at?" And he sat down. And the funny joke of it was when he crossed his leg, and you see that bright yellow and black striped sock. He was so smart with a lot of things. That was another funny moment.
That was the Holland brothers right there that did that.
And when they were working with the rat, I don't think that was really a rat, guys. Was that a real rat?
No,
what was that? That was a possum, basically.
Right.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we said it's a rat, but it was really a possum. That was yeah.
So B-Fine, what is one of your favorite moments?
For me, I think one of the favorite moments was two things actually. It was the lunchroom scene. That was the very first scene we did, and
that was hot.
I remember we killed it so much that when the director finally said it was quiet, he said, "Cut." The whole set, all the actors just busted out laughing, and that just like started the whole tone to what the movie was going to be. And then the other aspect was the dance scene at the house party. Now, our song wasn't supposed to be the song in the movie. They was just using our song as a reference, but they got into it so much they felt like they had to have it. And I remember them going to the record company saying how we need this song. And when they approved it, that's always up to this day this surreal feeling that this monumental movie is revolving around this house party, and the house party theme song forever will be our song. That was a surreal feeling. It was like hearing a record on the radio for the first time.
Me and you was crazy cool. And about that lunchroom scene, yes. Yeah, we were super duper seniors, okay? We were older than the custodian, all right? So what?
So look, and because of that, you guys have become great, legendary R&B, none other than the Full Force Brothers. You guys got it going on. Give them the name, because we know your name, but we want to know your character name, because you all did that. You carried that out well. So, Paul, what was your name in House Party?
Yeah, my name was Stab.
All right. You were wearing all that jewelry too.
Yeah.
And I was Zilla.
You were who?
And I was Pee-wee.
Pee-wee. Be fine. What was your name?
Zilla.
Zilla.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that came from you all made that up, or that was already written in the script?
Those were written.
Those
names was written for us.
But something? One of the fun part about the movie, I remember we said, "You're running around town like a sucker in heat. Marcus Allen and Broccoli City can't be beat.
Wherever you go, we can smell you like gas.
And we're gonna kick your freaking ass."
Oh, shucks now. The only how you all can do it is the Full Force Brothers. Come on, y'all. Put those horns together and give it up for the legendary Full Force. Yes.
Love Wyomme Pariss. Appreciate you, sweetheart. Thank you.
I thank you guys. You're going to be my friends, my brothers forever. You already know that, right? Okay. Thank you.
God bless you.
Take care.
God bless you both. All of you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.